Chapter 12, A Second Test. As the two continued to walk down the hallway, Quinn started to feel a strange surge through his body. "Hey, shouldn't you go to the doctor? I'm sure they have a healer who can patch that up," Peter asked. "Yeah, thanks, I'll head there now," Quinn replied. "You don't have to come with me, it will be a busy day tomorrow, so why don't you head back to the dorm?" Although Peter was worried about Quinn, Peter didn't want to stick in the halls for much longer where other students were able to see him. Quinn could see that Peter was hesitating about what to do. "Look, don't worry, Vorden just went to the bathroom, he'll be back any second, so don't worry about it." With that, Peter quickly rushed off and headed back to the dorms, making sure to cover up his wristwatch most of the time as well. He didn't want another incident to happen again. Quinn, on the other hand, immediately rushed to the nearest boys' toilet just down the hall. When he entered the toilet, he immediately started to look at his arm where Kyle had scratched it with his claws. While looking in the mirror slowly, Quinn could see that his arm was healing. Though it looked slow, in reality, it was incredibly fast. For someone to be able to actually witness his skin scabbing over and healing was an amazing sight. Quinn had actually felt something strange happening to his body during this process, and he noticed it when he was talking to Peter. It was why Quinn was trying to do everything in his power to get Peter to leave him alone. If Peter was to see something like this, there was no doubt that Peter would think he had an ability. Quinn waited a few minutes and opened up his status screen. It was as he thought, his HP slowly regained as well. HP 8 out of 10. Eventually, the wound on his arm and back had completely healed up and only the rips in his shirt could be seen. HP 10 out of 10. Your HP had been healed. Your hunger has grown. Just when Quinn received the two messages, Quinn suddenly started to feel hungry. Does this mean the system uses food to heal my wounds? It makes sense, the energy has to come from somewhere, Quinn thought. The pain in Quinn's belly was very little. It was as if he had just missed breakfast or something. When Quinn had the chance, he would get a quick bite to eat. Before Quinn headed back to the dorms, there was one more thing he wanted to do, and that was to head to the training room that they had been shown while touring the school. It was getting late and the students had an early start in the morning, so most of the students had already returned to their dorms. This meant it was the perfect chance for Quinn to head to the training room without anyone seeing him. Quinn had finally reached the training room in the academy. It was a large oval Demenagative-like building with a huge empty space in the middle. At the edges of the room were rows and rows of technological equipment. There were giant mech robots, shooting targets, and things Quinn had no idea what they even did, but what Quinn wanted to see most of all was the power level testing equipment. Inside the training center, Quinn had also spotted the same machinery that was used at the testing field. When Quinn entered, the room was completely empty of people as he thought. Quinn walked over to testing equipment. While walking past all the other sorts of machinery and finale, he stopped just in front of the drum negative-like machine. This machine was the same machine that tested the user's strength. Layla had also come to the training room late at night, and before Quinn had entered, she had been testing out her bow and arrow skills, practicing. She always practiced at night when she was nervous and she couldn't help but worry about tomorrow. That was when she suddenly heard the doors open to the training room. Being her shy usual self, she immediately hid behind one of the giant robots. Suddenly she saw the student walk over to her direction, then she noticed something. "Isn't that the boy that I took the test with? If I remember correctly, he had no ability," Layla thought. Layla continued to watch Quinn as he approached the large drum. "Here it goes," Quinn said as he prepared his fist. He swung his fist back and prepared to hit the drum as hard as possible. A number appeared on the drum and the number slowly started to rise until it eventually stopped at 10. "Seems like I was on the mark," Quinn said. Quinn had a theory after hearing his test scores that his status screen stats also matched the equipment the school used. Although this was only a theory, Quinn wanted to test it out for himself. Layla, who had been watching from behind one of the robots, also noticed Quinn's new score. 10. Didn't he get 5 last time? Was he hiding his ability? That score's higher than my score. Layla was suddenly interested in the mysterious student and continued to watch him. Quinn next went to the hologram spike machine. Last time Quinn managed to last 10 seconds against the machine before it got too fast for him to dodge the attacks. If his theory was right, he should at least be able to last 20 seconds now that his stats were no longer halavalid. Quinn started the test, and when the test eventually ended, he got exactly 20 seconds. It looks like I was right. With Quinn having confirmed his results, there was nothing left for him to do but head back to the dorm and wait for the next day to start. Meanwhile, Layla, who had been watching this whole time, had seen everything. She couldn't understand why a student would hide his strength in the school. A low power level meant you were a target for others. Layla only had one thought while she looked at Quinn. Interesting. She decided from now on she would keep a close eye on Quinn.